Welcome back, everybody, to the next episode of Kingdom Hearts 2. In the last episode, we finished off Port Royale, and so I said, hey, we gotta go to either Agrabah or Halloween Town. Now, I did stream Stardew Valley today. If you want to catch that, it happens on Tuesdays and Saturdays. You can also just check it out in my live tab if you want to see what has gone on. But people picked Halloween Town for where to go next, so that will be our next destination. However, today is not about that sort of progress. Today is about the journal. So, what we're going to do is we're going to read through the journal, all of the worlds that we have so far. And then what I think I'll do is after each world, just read its bit. So that way we don't get super far behind again. But for now, we do need to, well, do that. We need to create character files. Okay, I see. So it'll kind of, I get that. Okay, so we're just going to go world by world. So, put your headphones on or turn me up. You don't really have to watch this episode unless you want to see the pictures, but I'm just going to be reading some lore and talking about it. Here we go. Twilight Town summary. The worlds have prepared new paths for us to follow and will open gates as we discover the way to go. Our journey is about to begin. Characters. We start off with Sora. Sora, the boy chosen by the Keyblade, truly the key to everything. The magic of Merryweather and her fairy friends has prepared new clothes for Sora. These garments appear to come complete with various abilities, such as the power of transformation. With renewed resolve, Sora sets out for adventure once more. And we got our buddy Donald, the royal court magician from the Wise Little Hen in 1934. Like Sora, Donald has fallen into a deep slumber, but woke up moments before Sora did. They're happy to be reunited after all this time, but what lies ahead? I don't know. Goofy, from 2 Weeks Vacation in 1952. Captain of the Royal Knights. Like Sora, Goofy had fallen into a deep slumber. He didn't remember why he was asleep, but he's thoroughly refreshed after sleeping so well. Who can say what's in store for the three reunited friends? I don't know. But let's check out these kids. We have Pence, a boy who lives in Twilight Town. He hangs out with Hayner, their leader, and Alette, the responsible one. As for Pence himself, he is relatively laid back. When there's a problem, he takes his time and approaches the problem realistically. He likes spending time with his friends, especially when there's sea salt ice cream. Oh. Then we have Hayner, a boy who lives in Twilight Town who has a bit of an attitude problem. Once he gets an idea, he has to live it, and Pence and Olette get dragged along for the ride. There's bad blood between Hayner and Cypher and the town's self-appointed disciplinarian. Now let's read about Olette, who I think is adorable. A girl who lives in Twilight Town. She spends most of her time with Hayner and Pence. Olette makes sure to look after the two of them and won't stand for unfinished homework. She likes to go shopping on Market Street and watch the sunset while talking with her friends. Then we met Yensid, the Sorcerer's Apprentice in 1940. A powerful sorcerer second to none, he tutored the king in magic. From conjuring up skies full of beautiful butterflies to parting an ocean, Yensid's feats of wizardry are, well, amazing. His name alone fills some folks with awe. Yensid shared some of his wisdom with Sora and his friends. He also taught them some valuable techniques to help prepare them for what they'll face on this new quest. Then we met Flora, from Sleeping Beauty in 1959. A kind and good fairy, Flora is always dressed in red. The leader of the group, she helps Fauna and Merryweather make their right decisions. Flora helps Sora prepare for his journey with just the right traveling clothes. We then met Merryweather, a spirit from, again, Sleeping Beauty, a spirited fairy dressed in blue. Merryweather can sometimes be a bit stubborn. Together with Fauna and Flora, she tries to stop Maleficent from harming others. Merryweather helps Sora prepare the journey with just the right clothing. Okay, and Fauna will say the same thing. From Sleeping Beauty, a sweet and gentle fairy, Fauna dresses in green. Always eager to please, she only uses magic to help others. She helped make traveling clothes. Alright, I guess that's all the characters. Now, story. All that was left was to set sail on the gummy ship Master Yensid had prepared. If they opened the gates as indicated by the beam of light streaming from the Keyblade, new paths should appear one after another, connecting the worlds once more. Yes, everything is connected, even hearts that are far apart and out of reach. A new adventure awaits. Oh, is that it? Oh, no, never mind, there's a lot, sorry. Guided by a voice calling out to him, Sora awoke in a mysterious old mansion. He must have been sleeping there for a long time, but he couldn't remember a thing. Stepping outside, he found the town strangely familiar, even though he had never been there before. Sora was wandering around Twilight Town as puzzled as ever when he met Hayner, Pence, and Alette in the back alley. They said they'd seen someone at the station who was looking for Sora and his friends. From the sounds of things, it must be the king. Sora and his friends hurried to the station, but suddenly found themselves surrounded by swarms of foes. The black-clad warrior who rescued them from their predicament was none other than the king himself. There was little time to celebrate their reunion. "You've got to board the train and leave town," said the king, who gave Sora a pouch of money before disappearing. But if the king had been locked away in the realm of darkness and was safe and sound, that meant Riku must be too. Sora made up his mind to search for Riku. "He and I can go back to the island together. Kyrie's there waiting for us." Donald and Goofy agreed to come along too, of course. It was time for them to set out on their new journey, on the next journey. Just like the king said, they had to take a train out of town. They said goodbye to Hayner and the others who had come to the station to see them off. It was a tearful farewell, even though Sora had only just met the three friends. Still, feeling strangely sad, they rode the train to the base of the lonely tower. Donald and Goofy knew the fellow at the tower entrance, Pete, who was never up to any good. The king had banished him into another dimension, but the sorceress Maleficent freed Pete, who served her now. He was gathering an army of Heartless and had his eye on making a Heartless out of the king's teacher, Master Yen Sid. The tower was overflowing with Heartless. Master Yen Sid was waiting for Sora and his friends when they finally made their way to the top. "Chosen wielder of the Keyblade, you are the key that will open the door to light." According to Yen Sid, the light was under the new threat from the enemies called Nobodies. These were the empty shells left behind when someone with a strong heart becomes a Heartless. Yet they had purpose and they could act on. A group called Organization 13 was controlling these Nobodies. Although their goals are still unknown, the king is on a journey to discover what exactly Organization 13 is trying to accomplish, and if they find the king, they'll likely know where Riku is too. Sora decided to go out in search of the king, but needed to change out his too small outfit first. The three good fairies gave Sora enchanted garments for preparation for his journey. And then there was that bit. Okay, cool. Albums, a message. Okay, so this stuff we don't necessarily have to go through. Wakes up, king's teacher. Treasures, we did not get them all. That's interesting. Okay, so we're missing a few in Beast Castle and Twilight Town. But that's it, we got all the others. Very cool. Pieces. Okay. Maps, we got them all. Very good. Character list. So this is just how people connect, I guess. We'll look at this another time. Now on to Hollow Bastion. Wait, you guys get another one? The chosen hero of the Keyblade, he's looking for his friend Riku so they can return to their island and home together. Not long ago, Sora waged a great battle here against Maleficent, whose Heartless filled the castle corridors. Okay, cool, so we get updates. Goofy. Captain of the Royal Knights, he's traveling the worlds with Sora and Donald in search of King Mickey, who's battling the forces of darkness. Not long ago, Goofy helped fight a great battle here against Maleficent. Okay. Donald. The Royal Court Magician, he's traveling the worlds with Sora and Goofy in search of King Mickey, who's battling the forces of darkness he once fought here. Cool, now let's see Aerith. From Final Fantasy VII. A young woman whose quiet eyes belie an unbreakable will. Like Leon, she met Sora while living away from her hometown and helps him now and then on his journey. Now, Aerith works with Leon and Yuffie to restore the town to its past splendor. Here's Sid from Final Fantasy VII, an engineer, tech wizard, and first-rate pilot. He met Sora as a castaway while he was running a shop away from his hometown. Now that he's back home, he is an active member of the town's restoration committee. And let's look about Merlin, from Sword in the Stone in 1963. A powerful wizard who's currently living in Hollow Bastion, he's letting the Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee use his house as a meeting place. Merlin has wisdom and magical powers that are second to none, and he taught Donald most of what he knows about magic. He also has a mysterious bag that can hold anything, no matter how big it is. We call it a bag of holding. Now we'll see Leon from Final Fantasy VIII. A swordsman who carries a gunblade. His real name is Squall Leonhart. He took the name Leon to distance himself from his past self, the man who stood helpless as Heartless invaded his home. For some time, he took refuge in a different town, but thanks to Part and Sora's help, Leon was able to reclaim his hometown. Now he works tirelessly towards its restoration. And then we have Yuffie, also from Final Fantasy VII, one member of the town's restoration committee, a spirited girl who actively does her part to keep tabs on the town. Yuffie met Sora when she was living away from home, and the Heartless attacked. Okay. Same thing. Now we have Scrooge McDuck from Scrooge McDuck and Money, 1967. Donald's uncle, before the Heartless appeared, he was using the gummy ship to travel across the world, setting up a big business empire. Scrooge has more money than most folks can count, but for some reason, he's pretty stingy about spending it. Nowadays, Scrooge is working on an ice cream venture he hopes will make him millions. Huey from Donald's Nephews, 1938. One of Donald's 3 nephews, Huey's the leader of the bunch. He keeps Dewey's plans in line and makes sure Louie doesn't fall behind while they help out with Uncle Scrooge's ice cream business. You can spot him by his trademark red cap. Last time we saw Huey, he was working in Traverse Town, saving up for an expedition. Then we have Dewey, one of Donald's 3 nephews who's helping with Uncle Scrooge's ice cream business. Dewey always wears a blue cap. He's smart and cheerful and likes to come up with plans to have fun. We saw him in Traverse Town saving for an expedition. And then we have Louie, my favorite, one of Donald's 3 nephews, helping out Uncle Scrooge's business. Louie is gentle and carefree, but notices a lot of things others missed. To find him, look for his green cap. Very cool. Very cool. Let's look at the story of Hollow Bastion. Once again, we came to Hollow Bastion. Things were different, but peace remains as far off as ever. While wandering through the town still plagued by Heartless, we were reunited with Yuffie. Welcome to the Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee. We were led to Merlin's house there, and apparently they had all only recently remembered us. We agreed to help rebuild the town, but some obstacles remained. Oh, found Leon and all the other old friends there. Cool. In Villain's Vale, the Heartless were swarming as nobody's darted about. Sora was ready to take the entire horde on, but just then, Organization 13 appeared, mocking Sora with puzzling words. But with no time to reflect on this, the Keyblade shone, opening the way to another world. Remembering Yen Sid's words, we set off once again. Guided by Merlin, we returned to Hollow Bastion, and what did we have? The Book of Pooh! But the Heartless tore out the pages and Pooh's memories with them. To put things back in order, we have no choice but to find all the torn pages. Thorns had appeared in Disney Castle. If we didn't hurry, it would fall to the darkness. With Merlin's assistance, we found out a way to save Disney Castle. Thanks to Sora and his friends, peace returned to the castle once more. So that's a bit out of order, because we haven't gotten to the Mulan yet, but that's okay. Albums, we have the organization, they stood in our way, the committee. These would actually be really good thumbnails. Very cool. Very cool. Character links. Okay. I'm not worried about the character links. Next, we went to see Mulan, which is here. Let's just always start with Sora and Co. Here, the Keyblade. Sora continues to hunt for clues to Riku's whereabouts since the two were separated some time ago. Donald. He's traveling the worlds with Sora. Okay, doesn't really change. Goofy's loyalty to King Mickey is second to none, and he's always ready to help his pal Sora when going through a tough time. I like that. Now let's meet Mulan. Mulan from 1998. The only daughter of the distinguished Fa family, Mulan, so Mulan Fa, or Fa Mulan, I guess. Mulan had a hard time acting the way everybody wants her to. She's sure she'll never fit in, but when her aging father was ordered to join the Imperial Army, she sneaked away and risked her life to take his place. Is it sneaked away or snuck away, or is it both? I'm curious. Who knows the actual English correct form? But let's go to Mushu. He used to be one of the Fa family guardians, but Mushu's mistakes got him demoted to the lowly job of Gong Ringer. He hopes to prove himself and win back his place among the other guardians by helping Mulan. Mushu gave Sora and his friends some valuable help during their last adventure. That is true. And let's see Captain Li Shang. A talented young officer whose father is a distinguished general in the Imperial Army, Captain Shang has to train a disorganized group of recruits who've been drafted to help fight the Huns. He sure is a stickler for discipline, so he must have his hands full getting his inexperienced troops into shape. We have Yao, one of the men drafted to help defend China from the Hun invasion. Yao is a compact sort of fellow who likes to brag that he's tougher than anybody else. We have Ling, one of the men drafted to help defend China from the Han invasion. Ling loves to talk and tell jokes. And then my favorite, Qin Po, one of the men drafted to help defend China from the Huns. Qin Po sure does love a good meal. In fact, he'd probably rather dream about food than glory or adventure. Let's see, the Emperor. The Emperor rules China with wisdom that's said to be as vast as the ocean, and with a resolve that's as unshakable as a mountain. He is deeply grateful to Mulan and Captain Shang for saving China from the Huns. And Shan Yu. Leader of the Huns, he wants to take over all of China. Shan Yu is his enormous army of fearsome fighters who have defeated some of the Emperor's best troops. Now Shan Yu plans to use Heartless to invade the Empire. Shan Yu has fierce eyes and is always seen with a hawk who serves as his eyes and ears from above. He is neat looking. He is neat looking. That's a nice sword too. Alright, the story of Mulan. We arrived in a bamboo grove and spotted what looked like a huge Heartless nearby. It turned out to be Mushu, who had journeyed with us before. Sora met Mulan and learned that Mushu was a guardian dragon for her family. She was pretending to be a man so she could join the Imperial Army and face the Huns. Mulan attempted to join the army under the name Ping, but she was turned away. Sora proposed a way for Ping to prove himself. He must complete the captain's assignments as a test of his worth. Ping worked hard on his assignments and grew ever stronger. Although Ping was allowed to join the army, he still wasn't recognized as much of a soldier. That's when Mushu spotted Shan Yu walking into a cave. Ping would be a hero if he could defeat the mighty Hun leader. We helped Ping search the cave for Shan Yu, but he was gone. We cleared out a swarm of Heartless who had appeared in the cave instead. When we returned to the camp to tell the captain of Ping's heroic deed, we found both the village and troops had been decimated by Shan Yu's army. We faced off against the enemy army at the mountain peak. Ping devised an ace strategy for defeating both Shan Yu and his Heartless hordes, but she was revealed to be a woman and expelled from the army. Mulan was ready to give up and go back home, then she spotted Shan Yu, who she thought had been defeated, heading for the Imperial City. The Emperor was in real trouble. That's an entry, really? Okay. We arrived just in time to defeat Shan Yu and keep the Emperor safe. Mulan was praised by both the Emperor and Captain as China's bravest woman. Very cool. Mushu and Ping. Avalanche. Mulan revealed. And China's bravest, and that's Gaius talking. Gaius, it's up. Sorry, he's crying. Got all the treasures here. Okay, wait, missions. Mushroom number 4 and challenge to a duel. Where do I find mushroom number 4? I'll have to go look for this. Alright, after this, we went to Beast's Castle. Let's see, Fights nobodies. Sora joined forces with the Beast during his travels last time when the Beast was trying to free Belle. Already knows the Beast. Last time they met, they fought together to free Belle. Already knows Beast. Okay, so, Beast. A cold-hearted prince, Beauty and the Beast, 1991. I really thought it was older than that. Because of his selfish heart, he was changed into a beast by a beautiful enchantress. He was so ashamed of his hideous appearance that he turned his back on the world. Meeting Belle softened his heart and gave him hope for the future. A girl who was held captive in the Beast's castle. At first, he frightened her, but little by little, she noticed the injured heart he was hiding from the world. Sorry, that's Belle. Belle is one of the 7 princesses needed to open the final door to the realm of darkness. She's very grateful to Beast and Sora for saving her after she was kidnapped by the Heartless. Cogsworth. The Beast's major domo. He became a clock when an enchantress put a spell on the castle. Cogsworth is very particular about order and punctuality. Maybe that's why he was turned into a clock? I love how he's like standing all straight. He's like, hey, look at me, I'm all good at this. We have Lumiere. The castle's martyr D. He became a candlestick when an enchantress put a spell on the castle. Lumiere has always been, has a way with words and can be quite the charmer. Miss Potts. The Beast's housekeeper and Chip's mother. She became a teapot when an enchantress put a spell on the castle. Miss Potts is always ready to warm your heart with a comforting cup of tea. Aww. Let's see, Chip, the son. Chip became a teacup. It's Miss Potts' little boy. His missing front tooth became a little chip on the rim of his teacup. And that's so cute. Let's get the picture so we can see it. Look at that. That's so cute. And then the wardrobe. The castle's lady maid. She became a wardrobe when an enchantress put a spell on the castle, so she doesn't have a name. Interesting. Oh. Zaldin. Organization 13's number 3. His wiles have clouded the Beast's heart. The organization's motives are a string of mysteries. What could their true goal be? Okay, so he walks around with hands behind his back. Let's look at the story of the Beauty and the Beast. We stopped by the castle, but the beast wasn't being very friendly. It seemed all he was interested in was his precious rose. We asked Belle what was going on. Belle told us the beast had been acting strange lately and had locked up the servants in the dungeon. We went to the West Hall to rescue the servants and learned more, but a wardrobe was blocking the door to the basement. When we tried to move the wardrobe, it talked. It was a human who had been magically transformed when an enchantress turned the young master, a prince, into a beast because of his cruelty. She transformed all the servants as well. We defeated the marauding door and entered the dungeon where we found the enchanted servants. Having served the beast for many years, they believed Heartless has caused a change in the demeanor. We stepped up to the plate at the first mention of Heartless. The servant showed us to the secret passage. We opened the hidden door and headed for the beast's room. Inside was Zaldin from Organization 13, stoking the flames of the beast's anger. Enraged, the beast set upon us, and he recovered his senses with the servant's help. The beast worried that he had done something terrible to Belle while his mind was not his own. Wanting to talk to Belle, the beast went to search for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Just then, her voice came from the ballroom, calling for help. We found the Heartless that had come after Belle. She was unharmed, although Zaldin escaped. The beast apologized for his behavior, and the two became closer than ever before. Still, it may be some time before their spell is broken. Alright, we got reunion with Beast. Got Castle Secret. Got a Beast Deceived. We have Ballroom Battle. A lot of these are like the things I've used for thumbnails. It's funny. All right, after Beauty and the Beast, we went to Olympus. Oh, a lot of characters here. Hero not long ago, he and Hercules put the freeze on Hades' plan to take over the world. Phil has dubbed him Honest to God's Junior Heroes. Follow the key bearer. Not long ago, he helped Hercules stop Hades. Alright. Helped Hercules stop Hades. Orin from Final Fantasy X, a warrior that Hades called forth from the underworld. In exchange for his freedom, Orin was commanded to defeat Hercules, but he refused to work for Hades, saying, "This is my story." That's Titus's line. He doesn't talk about himself very much. What sort of story has he written thus far? Alright, let's see. Depressed Hercules. Hercules from 1997. A legendary hero with super strength. When the Hydra destroyed the Colosseum, Hercules thought he'd let everyone down. Now he isn't sure he's the hero he thought he was, and seems to have lost his fighting spirit. Megara, or Meg for short. She's tough, witty, and a true friend of Hercules. Since she met him, Meg's been trusting folks a bit more than she did before. Meg set out alone for the underworld. She knew Hercules was exhausted and wanted Hades to give him a break from fighting at the Colosseum. Pegasus. A beautiful horse that can fly just like an eagle, Pegasus is Hercules' loyal partner. Hercules' father Zeus created Pegasus from a cloud and gave him to Hercules when he was a baby. Hercules and Pegasus were separated for a while, but they were reunited again when they grew up. Very cool. And then we got Philoctetes. We have Phil, or Phil for short. Phil is a veteran trainer of heroes and Hercules' mentor. He also trained Sora and his friends during their first adventures with Hercules. These days, Phil's busy running the Colosseum and screening contestants for the games. And we had Dimex, or Dance, Water Dance. Organization 13's number 9. He was surveying the world of Olympus and even swiped the Olympus stone. He's a lousy fighter. Dimex called Sora Roxas. That's right, he did. I gotta sneeze. Pardon me, when I took a shower, I snorted in some water, and that water happened to have soap on it, so it's still getting me. Hades, Lord of the Underworld. The last time Sora and his friends tangled with Hades, he was using the Heartless to try to take over the world. Together with Hercules, the three friends put a stop to his plans, but Hades is as evil as ever, and he won't rest until he sends Hercules to the Underworld for eternity. Pain. One of Hades' lackeys, Pain tried to attack Hercules when the great hero was a little baby, but Hercules just clobbered him. Pain can change form whenever he likes, but he's a bit of a bumbler. He's never far from his evil partner, Panic. One of Hades' lackeys, Panic, tried to attack Hercules, but he was also clobbered. Panic can change form whenever he likes as well. Cerberus, guardian of the entrance to the underworld and Hades' loyal pet. Gaius, it's okay. Hercules, Sora, and Donald and Goofy teamed up to defeat him last time, but Hades brought him back, and he's as dangerous as ever. We have the Hydra. Ooh, multiple heads. I like it. The Hydra, a legendary monster with many heads sent by Hades to defeat Hercules. If you cut off one of its heads, 2 more grow back. That is a fact. Gosh, that looks so cool though. So freaking cool. And then we have Pete from Steamboat Willie 1928. King Mickey's nemesis, Pete is collecting an army of Heartless and helping Maleficent in her schemes to take over all the worlds. He's also lending Hades a hand with his collection of Heartless. Well, stop it. And then the story. We arrived a short distance from the Colosseum and spotted Heartless closing in on a woman. It turned out to be Hercules' friend Megara, who was on her way to ask Hades to give her some time off. We were worried for her safety, so we headed for the underworld in her place. Meanwhile, Hades was trying to make the warrior Orin, who had been summoned from the underworld, go up against Hercules. Orin refused. We arrived in time to help Orin fight Hades, but the curse of the underworld sapped our strength. After a bitter struggle, we managed to contain Cerberus and escape the underworld. At the same time, Hades was looking for a way to use Sora's Keyblade to unlock the underworld's Colosseum. We met up with Hercules at the Colosseum. When we told him we wanted to teach Hades a thing or two, Herc offered us the Olympus stone, which keeps its bearer safe from the power of the underworld. While Hercules was away, we trained hard under Phil's watchful eye. When Herc returned, it was with a heavy heart. The Olympus stone had been stolen by someone dressed in black. Just then, Hades arrived to say he dragged Meg down to the underworld. Herc wanted to go save her right away, but he had a match with the Hydra to worry about. Phil, too, was attacked by someone in black. We were the only ones who were able to unravel this mystery. Still suffering from the underworld's curse, we made our way deeper into Hades' lair. We found and defeated an Organization 13 member and won back the Olympus stone. The curse would no longer touch us. Sora discovered a suspicious lock deep under the underworld and locked it with a Keyblade. That's where Meg was, but why did Hades look so happy as he left the scene? Hercules caught up to the party and distracted the enemy so we could take Meg back to the surface. Meg, however, was worried about Herc. We went back to lend a hand to take down Pete, who had been working for Hades. Hades left the party with these chilling words, "Maybe you should check on that Hydra." Hercules was sure he defeated the Hydra, but it had revived somehow. Now the Colosseum was in ruins. Though we managed to get rid of the beast for good, Herc lost his will to fight. We were concerned, but all we could do was trust Meg to take care of him. Something huge and mysterious has appeared in the underworld entrance. The Underdrome that Zeus had locked up had apparently been unlocked and put back into business. I wonder how that happened. Orin versus Hades, that's so good. Heroic reunion. Megara the captive. And destroyed Colosseum. I might start snagging these for thumbnails if it's a right resolution. Treasures. Maps. Missions. Inspect the absence. There's an absence silhouette. Try panic mode. Try maniac mode. Complete a score of 1,000 or more. Underdrome, give it a try. One with a score of 2,000. Okay. Mini games. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay, we have completed the top row. That's taken almost half an hour. Wow. After that, I would say 100 Acre Woods. A boy who wields the Keyblade. Not long ago, he gathered up the scattered pages of the storybook and became friends with everyone inside. Winnie the Pooh, from Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree in 1966. A bear who lives in the 100 Acre Woods, known as Pooh for short. He loves to eat, and his very favorite thing to eat is honey. Pooh likes to exercise every morning. He says it improves his appetite. I don't believe he exercises at all. Story! Sora was back to the 100 Acre Woods once again. Pooh was in front of his house, thinking hard about something or other. When Sora spoke to Pooh, a strange force blew him back out of the book, which was about to be stolen by Heartless. Sora got back in and went inside, only to find that Pooh's house was all that was left. Sora was relieved to learn that Pooh was safe and sound, but something was wrong. The pages the Heartless had torn out had affected Pooh's memory. He could hardly remember a thing. Shame, really. Oh, there's a piece we need to get there. Okay, cool. And then after that, we went to Disney Castle. Here we got to see Sora again, continues to fight, came to Disney Castle with the response of King Mickey, or Queen Minnie. Same thing, and same thing. Now Queen Minnie. Queen of Disney Castle, so Mickey's Surprise Party 1939. Queen of Disney Castle, she is ruling in Mickey's absence. At her request, I'm tagging along with Donald and Goofy as the royal chronicler. Queen Minnie is quite concerned about the king, but she knows in her heart that he'll be alright. And then Daisy Duck from Don Donald, 1937. A lady in waiting to Queen Minnie at Disney Castle and Donald's girlfriend. Oh, she's helping Queen Minnie run the castle while the others are away. Chip. From Private Pluto, 1943. So Chip has a single tooth, Dale has two. One of the kingdom's mechanical specialists, they're basically the Moogles of this world. He helps maintain the gummy ship, which can travel to any destination. Chip is diligent and follows through his plans. Chip looks almost exactly like his pal Dale, but you can tell them apart by the color of their noses and the shape of the front teeth. They're so cute. Chip and Dale. When the king's mechanical specialist, he helps maintain the gummy ship. Dale's pretty impulsive, but he works slow and steady to finish the job when it's important. Sounds good. And then we have brooms, Sorcerer's Apprentice in 1940. King Mickey casts a spell on these brooms and turns them into hard workers. They clean and help maintain the gummy ship and do so at just about any other job necessary. Very cool. We stopped by Disney Castle, but something wasn't quite right. Heartless had appeared in the peaceful castle. We got the specifics from Queen Minnie, then split up to get to the bottom of things. Sora and Queen Minnie headed for the audience chamber, mowing down Heartless along the way. Yeah, we mowed him down. The reason for the crisis was revealed in the Hall of the Cornerstone, hidden beneath the throne. The Cornerstone of Light that kept the castle peaceful was being overgrown by thorns. This was Maleficent's doing. Hold on. I'm okay. We took Queen Minnie's advice and headed to Hollow Bastion. Merlin created a mysterious door for us. He said we could restore the castle by closing another door beyond this one. We stepped into the world beyond the mysterious door, and there we were, where we came face to face with a rather nostalgic black and white world. The door is connected to the past. Maleficent and Pete wanted to change the past to make the castle their own, but we put an end to their devious plans, and the castle was peaceful once more. Albums, Disney Castle. Oh, that's a cool entrance. Meeting Queen Minnie. Cornerstone. I like that picture. And peace returns. Or did it? Donald's in trouble. I believe we got all of our things here. Let's see. Okay, yeah. That's good. Pieces. Okay. Got rid of the new there. Maps. Character links. Cool. And for that, we went to Timeless Isle. Or Timeless River. Timeless Isles is wow. Look at the pictures! To save Disney Castle from a thorny fate, Sora passed through Merlin's doorway into a world of black and white. To save Disney, also world black and white, and world black and white seems strangely familiar. Then we saw King Mickey. It's King Mickey, but back when he was working on Pete's Steamboat. One thing that hasn't changed, His Majesty is just like was just as raised back then as he is now. Yeah. And then we got Pete, captain of a river steamboat. He's Pete, but from the past. A long time ago, King Mickey started out working for Pete on his boat. Somehow, Pete's managed to get his boat stolen by himself. That is, by Pete from the future. Horace Horsecollar. An old friend of King Mickey, Queen Minnie, and the other folks of Disney Castle, Horace wouldn't be Horace without his big plow collar. He's also close friends of Clarabelle Cow. Horace is from The Plowboy in 1929. Pete is from Steamboat Willie in 1928. And Clarabelle Cow is from Plain Crazy in 1928. An old friend of King Mickey, Queen Minnie, and the others at the castle, Clarabelle is also friends with Horace Horsecollar. She loves any kind of gossip, and I'm told she used to be fancy up with Goofy. Clara Cluck, from Orphan's Benefit in 1934. A famous opera-singing hen, Clara is an old friend of King Mickey, Queen Minnie, and the other folks at the castle. We then saw Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty in 1959. A sorceress of frightening power who's behind the strange goings-on at Disney Castle. Maleficent is determined to take over Disney Castle, and she's using the power of darkness to do her evil scheme. Then we had Pete from Steamboat Willie again. King Mickey's old nemesis, he traveled back in time on Maleficent's orders. As part of Maleficent's scheme to take over Disney Castle, Pete plans to destroy the Cornerstone of Light. Without the Cornerstone, Disney Castle will be defenseless. Ow. And let's see the story. We made our way through Merlin's door into a black and white world on a quest to save the castle. We ran into Pete, but he was like a completely different person. Maybe he wasn't the one who fooled with the castle. While searching for another mysterious door, we discovered a suspicious window. We tugged on the pull cord and saw what happened in the world moments before we arrived. We knocked on another window and saw Maleficent angrily scolding someone. Yet another window showed a door identical to the one Merlin had made. It must lead to the same black and white world. Finally, we learned the truth. These mysterious doors were connected to the past, and that's exactly where we were. The final window showed Pete not as he was when he first met him in this world, but Pete as the villain. We brought Pete's boat to a halt and kept the Cornerstone of Light safe from harm. Sora's Keyblade sealed the door shut, so Pete wouldn't be able to come back to the past. The Cornerstone of Light was returned to the rightful home, banishing darkness from the castle for good. Very, very cool. Let's look at our albums. Pete? The King? Pete and Repeat? And All Aboard! Ba-bum. Okay, then we went to Atlantica and we're almost done. Oh, we even get to see him in Fish Boy. Nice. In his previous travels, Sora defended Atlantica when Ursula tried to take the trident. From Atlantica when she tried to take the trident. Love the octopus. And same thing, love the turtle. Alright, Prince Eric, The Little Mermaid, 1989. A prince from the world on land who loves the sea, Ariel saved him from drowning when his ship sank on one stormy night. Prince Eric doesn't remember anything from that night except Ariel's enchanting voice. Now he's searching everywhere for the girl who saved him. Ariel, the seventh daughter of... Oh, so instead of a seventh son of a seventh son, she might be the seventh daughter of a seventh son. I wonder about Triton. Ariel has the most beautiful singing voice of all the merpeople. Ariel wants to see the world outside her ocean home. She even keeps a collection of things from the human world in a secret grotto. Sora and his friends helped her last time Ursula tried to take over Atlantica. Flounder! Ariel's trusted friend Flounder would do anything for her. He's small and not exactly brave, but he'd never leave Ariel's side, even when it means facing danger. Bastion, King's Legend scored composer. He could almost say he's a musical genius. Sebastian's also in charge of keeping an eye on Ariel to make sure she stays safe. Right now, he's working on a very special musical. And King Triton, the Sea King who rules Atlantica. The trident is the symbol of his power. Triton dearly loves his daughter Ariel, but to ensure her safety and security of the kingdom, he's strictly forbidden her to have contact with anyone from the human world. Let's read the small story I'm sure we have. Sora and friends paid a visit to Atlantica, the kingdom under the sea, and got to see Ariel again. Everyone was gearing up for a big musical, but Ariel just couldn't stay focused on rehearsals. Sebastian asked Sora, Donald, and Goofy to perform, but even then Ariel's mind seemed to be somewhere else. It turned out she was curious about the human world. Flounder suggested showing her a statue he found, thinking it would cheer her up since Ariel loves things from the surface. Okay. And one more world, and then we are done. Port Royal. Oh, God, this is going to be so weird. Sora wouldn't hide the wonder he felt and how different it was from the other worlds. Yeah, because it looks very different. Yep, couldn't hide how different it looked. Couldn't hide how different it looked. So let's go from top to bottom, top left, whatever. Will Turner, Pirates of the Caribbean, 2003. A very talented swordsmith. As a boy, Will was rescued at sea after pirates burned his ship and left him to drown. About the same time he was rescued, the pirate medallion his father had given him had disappeared. Young Elizabeth Swan was aboard the ship that rescued Will, and they've been friends ever since. As Elizabeth's father is governor of Port Royal, Will is a bit shy and rather formal around her. Speaking of Elizabeth Swan, daughter of the Port Royal's governor, to protect Will, she kept his pirate medallion hidden from her father and his men. A bit romantic about pirate life, she likes to steal a glance at the medallion every now and then. Will is a bit shy and rather formal around Elizabeth because of her father's position. She kind of wishes he wouldn't be. I need to watch this series. I've only seen the first one. Then we have Captain Jack Sparrow. Savvy. A pirate who sails the high seas. He sure is a colorful character and one who really values his freedom. He says he's a captain, but he doesn't seem to have a crew. Jack was arrested in Port Royal and thrown in jail, but Will Turner helped him escape during a pirate attack. Jack seems to know something special about Will's name. Wonder what it could be. Captain Barbossa. Captain of the Black Pearl and leader of the undead pirates. The medallion's curse keeps Captain Barbossa and his men in a kind of limbo between life and death. Their true form is revealed in the moonlight, and it's a terrifying sight to see. These days, Captain Barbossa has joined up with Pete in search for something. So we don't get to see the other form. That's a little unfortunate. It's weird. Just Undead Pirate A. A pirate cursed by the Aztec treasure. By moonlight, his appearance is terrifying. Oh gosh, look at his double axes. Kind of scary. Yes. Oh, by moonlight, he becomes a skeleton and is vulnerable to magical attacks. Okay. Lovely beard, though. He and Captain Barbossa are searching for something that will break the curse. Apparently, I was told that they used to have guns, but that was removed. Because guns. And then, Pete. Pete's been a thorn in King Mickey's side ever since the days of the King served on Pete's steamboat. Now Pete's teamed up with Captain Barbossa and his men. He's planning something bad, that much is certain. Oopsie. Go! When we arrived at Port Royal, there was some kind of disturbance down at the harbor. There we found Pete and crew of undead pirates. They said something about a medallion and headed into town. We followed them just in time to see the governor's daughter, Elizabeth, get kidnapped by pirates. We went after them along with a young man named Will. But the pirates had already set sail. We managed to persuade Jack Sparrow, a lone pirate we met at the harbor, to take the Royal Navy's interceptor and go after the pirate ship, the Black Pearl. Meanwhile, Barbossa was divulging his secret because they stole a certain Aztec medallion, and he and his crew were put under a horrible curse. To break the curse, all the medallions must be restored to the chest and the blood repaid. It turned out the Black Pearl was Jack's boat, which Barbossa had stolen. The reason Jack helped us was so he could get his boat back. With compass in hand, Jack guided the interceptor across the seas. We arrived at Isle de la Muerta, the resting place for the cursed gold. We were told to watch the boat while Will and Jack set off to rescue Elizabeth, but when no one returned, we started to worry. Inside the island cave, the Rosh's pirates stood before all the medallions they had finally tracked down. Now the blood could be repaid and the curse broken. Except that Elizabeth's blood had no effect at all. While the pirates bickered over their plight, Will escaped with Elizabeth. The truth came to light on the way back to the Port Royal. The key to breaking the curse wasn't Elizabeth's blood, but that of Will's father, the blood of a pirate. The blood to be repaid ran in Will's veins. The scheming Barbossa tracked down the interceptor, kidnapping Will and rigging the ship with gunpowder. All of us, including Jack, were in a real pinch together. We overcame the crisis and set off to rescue Will. Our battle with Barbossa ended in victory, and thanks to Jack himself, being cursed no less. Oh yeah, Will and Elizabeth were elated to be together again, and Jack set sail on the Black Pearl once more. Let's look at this. Steadfast friends. The undead curse. So much wine wasted. A close call. And lifting the curse. Oh, that would have been a great thumbnail. Wow. Okay. Laddies and gentles, mans, that is us caught up. I guess we got to read the answer reports that we have too. Secret answer report number 2. I've made a grave mistake. My study of the darkness of the heart began with a simple psychological test and quickly snowballed. Spurred on by my youngest apprentice, Ienzo, I don't know that name, I constructed a massive laboratory in the basement of my castle. Unbeknownst to me, my 6 apprentices then began collecting a large number of subjects on which to perform dangerous experiments into the darkness of the heart. So he didn't do it. His apprentices did. Interesting. As soon as I found out, I called my apprentices together and ordered them not only to cease their studies, but to destroy the results of their research thus far. What on earth was happening within the hearts of my 6 beloved princesses? While pursuing the mystery of the darkness on the heart, could they themselves be betrayed straight into the depths? Yet I remained the most foolish of all for having begun these experiments. We are not meant to interfere in the depths of another's heart, no matter what our reasons for doing so. And my error plunged me into despair. A visitor from another world soothed my dejected soul. A tiny king named Mickey came wielding a legendary key, the infamous Keyblade, said to bring both chaos and prosperity to the worlds. He was very knowledgeable on many topics, and we deepened our friendship as we conversed companionably. Upon his advice, I decided to review the data obtained by my basement lab. That is when I discovered the Ansem reports. Though they bore my name, the only one I had written was number 0. Apparently, I had gone on to pen numbers 1 through 8. He had gone on to pen numbers 8 through 8 himself. Yes, the first subject in my foolish experiment. Apparently, he had gone to pen number 1 through 8 himself. So the nobody that he created. Oh, I wonder who that is. Read number 5. In this realm where all existence has been disintegrated, I have just barely managed to preserve my sense of self by continuing to think and to write. In a place where even time has lost all meaning, eternity is but a moment here. I must make haste. Certainly their plans are already underway. The Heartless must be the key to unraveling this mystery. The 6 traitors were operating a laboratory that churned out those cursed shadows. Not only did they generate pure blood Heartless from living hearts, but they then used those Heartless to synthesize artificial versions of the creatures as well. These synthesized Heartless, these synthetic Heartless bore insignias that were called emblems. Pure blood or emblem, the Heartless act only to fulfill their instinctive needs. They single-mindedly detected hearts and swarm around them. A human's command would be ineffective. The Heartless would easily steal the human's heart and use it to increase their own ranks. But what if an even stronger Heartless was giving the orders? If he cast aside his own soul and body and became a Heartless, would he be able to control the otherwise intractable Heartless? Furthermore, wouldn't he be planning to make use of the creature's instincts? If the heart-seeking Heartless have their sight set on a larger, more powerful heart, their ultimate goal is crystal clear. The largest heart in existence, the heart of a world. This is all conjecture, but it would seem he is utilizing the Heartless in his search for a path leading to the heart of the world. Okay, so is the Ansem we've been fighting not the real Ansem? Whoa. Okay, so the Ansem reports were not written by Ansem himself. They're written by the nobody that Ansem created, I think. And so now it sounded like Ansem, the real one, is not the guy we fought this whole time. What if it's Diz? Or Diz? Huh. Somebody in Organization 13. Alright, last one we have so far, and then we're done. Secret Ansem Report number 7. While being born of darkness and those lacking hearts may find them convenient, it is dangerous for others to make much use of the corridors of darkness. Darkness erodes the heart. In search of a place to proceed with my research and planning away from prying eyes, I found myself in Twilight Town. It is a quiet village forgotten in the chasm between light and darkness. I situated myself in the basement of an abandoned mansion, standing beyond the woods. Oh. That mansion. My underground research resulted in one new discovery after another. When a Heartless is born, the body and soul left behind are reborn into this world as a different being. They possess different intentions than their Heartless brethren, and while it is unclear what these sentient things are after, it would appear they are responsible for much bedlam in the world. My erstwhile friend the King and his subjects, along with a hero wielding the Keyblade, are battling the Heartless even as a new threat approaches. His friend the King and his subjects. I don't think we actually fought Ansem. This new threat, they have given themselves a fitting name, I suppose. These non-beings, nobodies. A great number of nobodies have lost human form, as have the Heartless, yet the nobody born of someone with a strong heart retains its shape, with but the faintest visible changes. Changes? Oh. It appears my betrayers have retained their human forms as nobodies and are gathering more followers in hopes of furthering a new scheme. His original 6 are probably Organization 1 to 6. Or maybe 0 to 6, since there was a 0 report. Organization 13, formed of 13 nobodies with my betrayers at its core, had divided into 2? They are said to be carrying out some sort of research, divided into 2. Seeking to uncover the plans of this organization, I have decided to head for where 6 of its members have gathered, towering over the outer limits of the realm between darkness and light, Castle Oblivion. Oh, so Marluxia, the necromancer-looking dude, Larxene, my favorite. Axel, perhaps? The big guy with the mace? Oh, man. Wow, I'm glad I read this. Oh, my God, that is eye-opening. That is eye-opening. Okay, so I'm just going to do this because I feel good about it. Beast Castle, the Beast. Oh, it's because there are different entries for time. Gotcha, and we only see the most recent one in there. Well, I guess we didn't read Ping. Her real daughter of distinguished family. Her name is Mulan. It's basically the same thing. Okay, timeless riffer, oh, timeless riffer. You riff like, oh, there's this too? Well, we'll have to do Heartless and Nobody's another time, though I do want to see them. So that's a dusk. I've done 3 reversals. There's a creeper. God, they're creepers. And then there's the samurai. Ooh, I haven't seen them for a bit. Okay. Well, ladies, and just one more. Wait, yeah, darn. Duality, we're getting there. I think Heart is the front cover of this game. Frontier, Daylight Savings Time, and the Setting Sun. Limit. Oh. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this journal thing. I'm going to hit save just because I want all that to, well, save over. So thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this kind of lore through, but like I said, from now on, at the end of a level, we're going to read the journal. So thank you all so much for watching. Do take care of yourselves, but until next time, bye-bye for now.